I often get asked what pain and suffering damages are. Those are the intangible damages that come about as a result of someone being injured from the negligence of another. What do I mean by intangible? They're things that you can't easily identify and can't easily quantify. If you break a bone, it's pretty easy to show an x-ray of that broken bone, and it's very easy to show what the medical bills are as a result of that injury. If you herniated a disc in your back, you can show an MRI that shows that herniated disc, and you can show medical bills. You can present medical bills to a jury of exactly how much it costs to treat that injury and what it will cost in the future. Pain and suffering is completely different. Pain and suffering is the aspect of your injuries that you can't readily see, you can't readily identify. It's how a person's life has changed. It's the fact that they can't go for long walks with their loved one in the morning. It's the fact that when they get home from work, they're in so much pain that they can't sit and enjoy time with their family. Oftentimes, with some of my clients who are athletic, they now find that they can no longer participate in the hobbies that they used to before, such as playing softball on the weekends or tag football or bowling. They can't do that anymore. Well, certainly that's obvious. I can't do it anymore, but there's a mental aspect to that as well. When you're used to doing something, the social aspects of it and time spent with your friends and the fact that it helps clear your head from work, and that's why we participate in hobbies, that's taken away from them. That's one aspect of it. But there's also living with pain. Living with pain is something that's very difficult, and it's very hard to explain unless you've experienced it yourself. Living with pain often leads to depression. It often leads to sadness. It often leads to difficulty in social relationships, because when you're in pain, you tend to not be friendly. You tend to come home and you snap at your wife or your husband. You don't want to talk about your day. You just want to sit and be quiet and be left alone. Well, that's difficult, and it's very difficult to live that way. And no one should have to live that way, but it's forced upon you when you suffer an injury. So that's pain and suffering. It's very hard to not only identify it, but even more hard to put a number on it. So that's what we do. We compare it to other cases. We compare it to what other people's lives are like, and we present it to a jury. And we explain to a jury how our client lived a perfectly healthy and normal life before, now can't enjoy the simple things in life. Oftentimes for ladies, they enjoy wearing high heel shoes. Now they can't put them on anymore because they can't walk in them comfortably. Whether a woman can wear high heels or not has nothing to do with her appearance or her beauty, but still it's something that they're used to doing, and they don't feel themselves when they're not able to dress with the high heels. Now they have to wear flats. Men sometimes switch from lace shoes to slip-on shoes, or start wearing sneakers all the time, and they feel like it ages them and it changes them in ways that they didn't expect to have, and ways that no one could ever imagine was going to happen to them. So it's simple things. It's how your life has changed, but also big things, having to live with the pain and the depression of living with pain and the depression of your life changing. That's pain and suffering in a nutshell. It's much more complicated than that, but there certainly isn't enough time to describe it in this video. Think of it as how your life has changed, not physically, but mentally, the things you can't enjoy, the things that are taken away from you, and the fact that you have to live with pain and live with going to doctors, make all these changes in your life. That's pain and suffering damages, and those are the damages that we present to a jury and we present to insurance companies. They're intangible and hard to quantify, so we work hard to be able to explain them, make people understand them, whether it's people on a jury or an insurance adjuster, to understand how our client's life has changed and try to put a value on that. Typically that value is much higher than the cost of medical